Hey there. Alright, this one I think you'll like as well. And this one's called the Bullish Three-lnside up. Okay, now the Bullish Three-lnside up appear in downward trends. Alright, and it's a reversal pattern, and it consists of three candles. Alright, let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. Alright, so first of all, we're in a downwards trend. Okay, and then we're going to have a huge candle. And then the next thing we need to look at is the next candle, which is going to be basically like a Harami. Okay, and then what happens is you get another candle that takes out the high. Here is the previous high here, and it takes out the high. Okay, so the next thing you need to look for, and this is important, is you need to make sure, okay, that there is a confirmation candle. Now the confirmation candle, we're not worried about this high over here. We're only worried about this high when it comes to the third candle setup. So these three candles here with solid lines is the actual bullish Three-lnside up. The reason why I think they call it the inside up is that these two lows here are inside the real body. Okay, so that's what I think that's what they call it, the Three-lnside up. So what's happening here is we need to wait for this bar, and it needs to be higher than this high here. Okay, very important. These ideally, well, they can happen anywhere, but you should really focus on finding these at bottoms of the trends. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can actually find one on the chart. I think I do have one ready for you already. Okay, and okay, here's a couple here at the moment, and there's one over here on the right hand side, and there's one here stuck in the middle. Now I'm just going to get my screen draw pen out, and I'm going to show you. Right, the Three-lnside up, okay, it consists of this red candle, this blue candle, and this blue candle. Okay, we can see that the downtrend has been initiated or has been located, so we don't know if we're at the bottom of the trend yet, but here we can see that the next bar, the middle bar, is a blue bar, which is matching our formation. Then the next one comes in, and then we want to go long on the next bar after this close. So where I've actually drawn this line on that candle right there, we want to go long right on the close of it, so it's right there. But guess what, if you remember, you might have actually had this little nagging voice at the back of your mind saying, well, don't take buy signals on resistance levels. You know, that's me in the background, you know, knocking in the back of your head. You don't want to take that buy signal. You remember? Well, here's our resistance level. Alright, so when you see this, you know, you might get all excited and you go like, oh yeah, you know, you understood it. You know, it's finally the penny's dropped, and you get all excited and you go ahead and do this trade, and then you forget about the resistance level. Alright, here we've got another Three-lnside up. Alright, but this one, funny enough, also looks like a morning star. Alright, the bullish morning star. They're very, very similar. Alright, but in any case, this is also a Three-lnside up, and you just need to make sure that, you know, the body is inside the real body of the first candle, plus the high is inside the first candle as well, and the second one's body and high is also higher. You see here we've got like a doji candle right there. That's letting you know that there's no market sentiment behind that bar, but there's still sentiment here in these two bars. I mean, fair enough, we've had a huge drop down here, and the market did eventually continue to go down, but for the short period, you know, for the short term, we can get in and quickly get out. Okay, now I personally would not take on, you know, once I've got my major support and resistance levels in, you don't really want to fight the trend. This is like coming down. You don't want to fight and go back the other way. Because you're halfway in between trend ranges. All right, but when you see these come up, you can just go in and get out on the next candle. All right, it's just kind of on the borderline of scalping. So here you see this next one. You can't really go long here. There's no real confirmation. So when I see doji candles as the next candle to confirm from, I'm normally forgiving, and I will allow the next candle bar to come in here and wait for that one to close higher, and then I will go long. Alright, if it was if I actually had a body here but it was a down candle, then I would actually ignore that signal. Alright, let's see if we can find some more inside ups. Here's another 3 inside up right here, and what's important to note on this one is that here is the first bar, not big bar, that's the 3 outside up. I apologise, I was looking at my eyes, got mixed up for a moment then. Okay, so there's their first qualifying bar, here's our second qualifying bar, and here's our third qualifying bar. Unfortunately, this black bar was supposed to be our confirmation bar, and we wanted to see this one actually close off higher, higher than this particular high here, but it didn't, it came down. So what do? Do you basically, if that formation failed, what do you tend to do? Well, most people would tend to sit and wait for another signal to come in. Now when you're trading the Forex, it's nice to first of all get an understanding of how the candles work and the market sentiment behind it and how the indicators work and this, that and the other. But if you keep on sticking within the realm of the book of like how Forex is supposed to be done, you're not going to push yourself to the next level. Alright, to get yourself into like the top 5%, you need to take risks. You need to take those more educated kind of drawings. Okay, most people will look at the chart and go, boom, okay, I'll do that and do that, but don't really take into effect of what the market is really saying. Alright, so yeah, so when you get on with that, you got to try and think outside that box and decide how you can actually make money from all that time that when you've been waiting for so long for a signal to come up and you're like, oh bugger, it's turned into like a buy signal on a resistance level or whatever. Alright, and you're like, okay, well I'm going to wait for a new signal. Well, if we fall out of the box here, you'll notice that if we take a look at some of these signals, and if the confirmation doesn't come in, then you basically do the opposite. Alright, so here we can see that the 3 inside up, which is comprising of these 3 candles here, the red and the 2 blues. Alright, because this black candle ruined the confirmation, we can then go short on the next bar. Alright, then we've got this Harami, we've got this bullish Harami, which is this one here. It basically engulfs it. Alright, but then this Harami turns into a 3 outside up bar, but this bar here, this black bar, it didn't confirm, it didn't actually close higher than this one, which is what we want. So therefore we can actually take on another position if we wanted to, and secure this position in to break even, or maybe even book in about 5-10 pips or whatever. Okay, and then take in another position and take it as low as we can go. I mean, you might need to zoom out a little bit, but here we can see on the left hand side we could have put in our support and resistance lines, and you can see it does get hit. Alright, and there's another like an inverted hammer, and then we can go long. Alright, but so yeah, so you got to try and think outside the box. Just because a signal didn't confirm doesn't mean it's not a signal that you can go in on. It just means that you can do the opposite. It's like sometimes that when you see some Forex traders out there offering out Forex signals, and if they're doing really bad, what is the most thing that a person will do? They're going to stop using that service, right, and find one that actually gives out good Forex signals. Well, think outside the box and do the opposite of what the guy's doing. Alright, okay, so that's the kind of thing that to tune your mind into, to trick your mind in doing the opposite sometimes. So think outside the box and maximize your gains. Alright, So there is your free inside up. Okay, and I'm going to end this video at the moment, and I'm going to see you in a new one with another signal. See you in a moment. Bye for now.